Hey, it's Wednesday. You know what that means. We get to check in with our friends in Hollywood. First of all, to say hi to Michael Babcock, our best friend, but also to see how you're doing surviving Hurricane Hillary and the earthquake and everything that's happening in Hollywood.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you? I feel like I haven't seen you in a long time. So
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you guys surviving?
yeah. It was the storm was at least by me, it was just got a little bit of rain, moderate amount of rain. The earthquake, that was scary because you're already watching all of this stuff and you're like hoping that the infrastructure is gonna hold together. A little bit of rain out here in LA and the streets flood, and then all of a sudden everything is shaking. So that was interesting that it happened during the hurricane.
Oh,
but
wow.
everything is okay. Yeah, I think we made it.
I
we made
see
it through.
TMZ is still intact. And
Yeah,
working.
it's still here.
The machine is
standing.
still working.
So, Michael, we have missed you. We're glad to see you today. But, I mean, Maddie and I probably talk about Britney Spears at least every other morning.
Yeah.
So,
Really,
of
I'm
course.
sure it's been a huge story. I know. I know. What do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about her and her dad, I guess.
This is like the latest
Yeah.
curveball.
Yeah, no, and if you would have predicted that this was going to happen, I mean, you can you're definitely better than me because I did not see this happening. I mean, Britney Spears and her dad, that relationship has been in a terrible, terrible place. I mean, just think of, she wanted him thrown behind bars. She wanted him in like jail as she was trying to get under out from under the conservatorship. I mean, things were in such a bad place, but she misses her dad, and she is actually thinking, considering reconciling with him. And I think it does have to do in a big part with the divorce. So obviously, her and Sam, they're married 14 months ago, but they've been together for a while. They've been together for like 6 years. So he has been that person for her and someone that she could rely on. But now he's gone. And let's face it, I mean, her relationship, at least now, with her dad, not good with her mom, not good with her sister. Her kids, no. Sam gone. So she's been seeing her brother a little bit, and that's good, but she doesn't really have anybody that's close to her. She's got millions and millions of fans, but she doesn't really have people in her life that she can count on, rely on, that she can confide in. So anyway, she's been spending a little bit of time with her brother, and her brother has sort of filled her in on her dad, and he's not doing great. He's been dealing with some health stuff. I actually had a knee replacement done a while ago, almost 20 years ago now. There's been an infection in there that's caused him to lose, like 25 pounds and in and out of the hospital. So he's not doing great medically right now. And I think Britney understands, like, hey, look, my dad's getting a little bit older, and maybe we should come back together and try and work things out.
My jaw's on the floor. Like,
Yeah.
I
like
know.
you said, and I love how you pointed out, she wanted him behind bars. She has said that since getting out of the conservatorship. He should be in jail for the rest of his life. Like, this is just the craziest next turn of events in Britney's life.
Yeah, I mean, if it was anybody else, you probably wouldn't believe it. But these sort of things seem to happen with Britney, and
Well, Michael, that's the thing Maddie and I were talking about. As soon as we heard about the divorce, the first thing Maddie and I were talking about was, who does Britney have? She's on her own. Like, it's sad because she's alienated most of her family. The fans, you can't just invite to your house because they're fans.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, who does she have? And the videos she posts, I think this goes a lot to being alone, but also the alleged mental health issues, because I think she might need to have an exam for, I've heard of people with bipolar, you go back and forth, You're happy one day, you're sad the next. It's just, I worry about her health.
No, me too. I think a lot of people do. And yeah, aside from the relationship ending with Sam, like, he was the guy that he was there for a lot of things, both good and bad that happened in her life. And he was there. And I think he was, like him or not, I think he was he had a steadying impact on her life. And now they're not talking right now, so it's not that they're gonna, hey, we're not great, this, maybe we shouldn't have gotten married, but let's stay friends. It's not that. They're not talking to each other at all right now. It's strictly attorneys, and even there are indications that he might want to challenge this prenuptial agreement that he signed, and this could take an ugly turn between them here too. That's the feeling that I get.
So much.
So much drama.
Yeah.
It's like, oof, okay.
Yeah.
But
hopefully she's okay.
yeah. Well, and speaking of other drama, Scooter Braun, I have not been able to wrap my head around this.
Yeah.
And I was so looking forward. I was like, I hope Babcock talks about what's going on with this music manager.
It is interesting. So he's, if people don't know him, he's one of the, the sort of the biggest, most powerful behind the scenes guys in music. I mean, Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande. I mean, just some of his absolutely superstar clients. And there have, however, been a bunch of reports over the last, week, 2 weeks or so, saying that a lot of these big stars, including Justin and Ariana, are actually leaving Scooter Braun. Now, we're told that that's not the case. So this really boils down to the fact that Scooter, he has this company, SB Projects, and he's got these big clients, but he has taken on this bigger role as CEO of what's essentially a really large music company. And he is just simply changing roles, and because of that, it's likely that his relationship with the Justin, Ariana, and other clients, that's just going to change a little bit, just because he is going into a different job. So again, from all the people that we have talked to, they said, hey, that's not the case. They did not drop Scooter Braun, but they are talking about how things might change now that he does have a different role.
So does that just mean basically he's the head of the company and then he has subordinates that then manage the clients?
That's what it sounds like is happening. Maybe he doesn't take as much as a hands-on approach as he had in the past. I mean, there were times, especially when Justin Bieber was going through a lot of his troubles, and I mean, he was really hands-on and like navigating Justin's career and others' careers basically himself. So yeah, I think this is simply a situation where he's just he's going to have a bigger empire beneath him, and perhaps other people will handle the stars.
Gotcha.
Wow, that's confusing. I wanted to point out his tweet from yesterday. It's like, breaking news, I'm no longer managing myself. So it seems like he's taking the gossip in stride.
The reports, I guess. Yeah. I think so. He's having a little fun with people there.
Yeah.
But yeah, there have been a lot of people that have written about it over the last few days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it's funny because every day Maddie would be like, oh, another person's dropping him, another person's dropping. It was all in the news. So at least he can laugh at himself.
Right?
Right, exactly.
I mean, come on.
And I guess this kind of takes the pressure off Ariana Grande's relationship that she's been in, and that whole drama. So
right. Oh yeah, right. She's got a lot going on, obviously. So she's probably happy that we're talking about like music stuff and not her.
Hey,
her
Michael, for next week too, can you find out from your TMZ sources if the strikes are anywhere nearing an end, if they're negotiating? We just want the inside scoop.
I wish they would be, right?
I know, we do too. But
I know.
Michael, thanks so much. We love you. We look forward to seeing you on Wednesdays.
Bye, guys. We'll see you next week.
All right, you can catch TMZ weekdays at 5 p.m. and TMZ Live weekdays at 2 p.m. And we're have some more fun.
Well, of course we will, Maddie.
My brain is mush. Taylor, Scooter, Britney.
Everything.
Everything.
What?
We'll be back.